One of the biggest problems I think we will encounter is living like a bot. When we don't live lives that have meaning, when we live meaningless lives and just are just surface, right? We don't actually ask deeper questions. We don't have curiosity. We don't actually be honest about how we feel within ourselves. I think that is surface living. Life is beyond complex. I think I've realized I'm reaching the stage of life where there's a lot of things I can't control, and all I have to do is ask questions, be present, and execute. Right? We want to I want to accomplish so many things, but you're not willing to, do the basic implementation, right? And to get there, you have to implement. We scroll instead of thinking. We talk without listening. We want purpose without execution. We want to have people around without real connection. We want friendship without sacrifice. Or is it community without sacrifice? I heard this quote about like community needs sacrifice or something adjacent to that, right? We want people to be there for us, but we're not willing to be there for others. We want people who we can be completely honest with and share our whole hearts out, but we're not there for others. And the simple solution to this problem is all the things I just named beforehand, do it for other people. I actually think that a full good use of your life is to provide value to others. I think our story will one day help somebody become who they're meant to become. Like, one day I'm gonna be talking to somebody that, like, I wanted to be a doctor, currently choosing not to be a doctor, discovered another path, trying to build a business, talk to different people, have actually, live the life I want to live with the freedom to live, with the freedom to actually explore, the freedom to have conversations, the freedom of money to do X, Y, and Z. That's, I think, a big part of life is that, like, being able to, I guess, mentor or transfer this knowledge to other people. That's a big part of life and helping others, right? We all know those moments when we're just living just to live. We're looking at Monday, we close our eyes, it's Friday, you don't remember a single thing out of the week you did. You've been looking at that computer screen all day, looking at, work crap, homework crap, whatever crap. It really doesn't matter. It's mundane, but it's part of life. And I'm not trying to avoid mundanity. I do think there's a part of life that can be less mundane. I think eventually, like a good mentor told me, is that every aspect, every industry has a mundane part of it. It's like the phrase, the grass is not greener on the other side. If it is, they're pooping in it and using it as fertilizer or whatever. But, grass is still grass on both sides. I think I'm realizing it becomes easier to live a passive life. It becomes easier to be an NPC. But I genuinely think that NPCs have the greatest stories. I truly believe that. In video games, I'm not the best shooter on COD. I'm not the best player on Madden. I want to understand the lore and the thought process behind something in the journey. That's just naturally who I am, right? I want to hear how you think. I want to go back and forth, place ideas, interrupt a conversation. Dialectical learning, which means a space to exchange ideas and a debate, right? A space to exchange ideas and learn from each other. I don't know what that's called at the moment. It's not coming to my head, but I think and I believe that to not live a surface life, to not live a NPC or bot life or whatever nonsense, is to give people value, right? We can doom scroll our lives away. Trust. It's not that hard. We can mundane our lives away. We can smoke our lives away. Because life is fickle. At the end of the day, I do think that life can be super fast. 10 years ago, I was 11. I can't even comprehend that was 10 years ago. And I think as time comes, there will be more of those moments where I'm like, I can't even comprehend that was X time ago. It is easier than ever to live a passive life. I think it takes guts to break out of the matrix or whatever nonsense. I don't. These are just words that people use that like sound cool, but we have these. Our brain is a pattern recognition system. It's going to pick the easiest path, right? If we go to school every day, whatnot, it's not going to choose adventure. It doesn't want to go on an adventure, but we need adventure. We need adventure. We need journeys. I love the Chinese Netson about the journey to the West, and it's really good. And there's also a story about Journey to the East. Really, really good. I think life is a journey. It's about becoming, and I think I used to be like, oh, it's not okay to be like, I think, but it is, because we're still thinking and processing. It's okay to not have it figured out. You're gonna figure it out as you do it, explore and ask questions and try. If you don't try and ask questions, I think that's where you're wrong. I think it's really important for us to not live passively by trying things that we may be interested in. My friend Parker loves making beats. He's in this like realm of music I don't understand. And that's okay, that's what makes him happy. And that's something that he really wants to try and understand. The thing he probably doesn't understand is about me. I like talking to random people, it makes me happy. The the biggest way to solve the surface living problem is those things that you're naturally drawn to, that deeper sense of purpose, passion, niche, whatever nonsense word we want to do. Try to figure out things adjacent to that you like.